Oh my beloved Lakers. I wish I had good news to give for Laker Nation. There are many of my fellow Laker fans who are excited about the offseason that they just had. Some delusional NBA analysts are still holding on to this team having any title hopes. But I have seen the future and have some bad news to share. Instead of using a crystal ball, I simply looked at the past to give the most realistic expectations that Laker fans can hope for. First off, I don't want to sound like a pessimist fan by not conceding that the Lakers had a successful offseason. They had a high quality role players such as Gabe Vincent, Taurean Prince, Cam Reddish, and Christian Wood. This team has depth. The Lakers front office have constructed a very formidable roster that complements the talents of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. There's a reason why this team reached the conference finals. I wouldn't be surprised if they had another long playoff run in the upcoming season. So there, I'm not giving some over the top take just to generate views and clicks. This team can have a great season if everything goes right. And that is a big if. The odds of expecting everything to go right are extremely unlikely, and that is where the problem lies. Here's my question to you all. Can we really say that this team has gone better if their two best players have gone worse? LeBron James is pushing 40, and there's no way that I'm going to sit here and say that he's going to have an MVP-like season. It's not going to happen. In fact, in the past 3 seasons, he has finished in the top 10 in MVP voting one time. That was last season, and he only finished 10th. It's not like his numbers were bad. Even at his advanced age, he can still fill up a box score like no other. But he doesn't have the physical capabilities to bring the same kind of value to a team as he used to. It's all in the numbers. In the previous season, he had the 66th highest win shares in the league. Did you know that there was a 9-year stretch where he either finished first or second? Those days are long gone, and it's not going to get any better from here. I think he realizes this, which is why he wants Anthony Davis to be the face of the team, as he put it recently. He still has the capability of playing at an MVP level, since he's only 30 years old. But there's one thing to have that ability, and there's another to actually showcase it on a consistent basis. Do you want to know what we can realistically expect from him this season? Here are the combined numbers that he has averaged from the past 5 seasons. It's 24.9 points on 52% shooting, 10.5 rebounds, 3.2 assists, and 2.2 blocks per game. Those numbers are good enough to maybe be selected for the All-NBA second team. But do those numbers look like someone who is the face of a potential championship winning team? I think we can all agree that he needs to give us more. The problem is that he's constantly limited by injuries. They are relying on 2 players that cannot stay on the court. For the number of games I just gave you for Anthony Davis, I purposely left out the number of games that he has played to make my larger point. He has averaged about 50 games played for the last 5 seasons. For LeBron James, it is not much better. He has averaged about 55 games played for the last 5 seasons. Think about it. That's potentially 27 games where the Lakers will have to play without either LeBron or Anthony Davis on the floor at the same time. Let's be honest here. How do we feel about this roster keeping the team afloat for nearly 1/3 of the season? This has been the Lakers' downfall ever since they won the title in 2020. LeBron and AD have missed a minimum of 25 games in the past 3 years, and then the Lakers get into a deep hole that pushes them back in the standings. That has resulted in a failed attempt to reach the playoffs in 2022, and then they finished with the 7th seed last season. Why would I think it would be any different this year? That's another season where LeBron will have to recover from an injury. For a player that's in his 21st season, that's a factor that has to be taken into consideration. How much longer until his body starts breaking down for real and he's barely averaging over 20 points per game? This should not be considered a hypothetical scenario. The Lakers need to start preparing for this reality, and I don't believe that they have. So whenever the Lakers are without their 2-star players, how do we think they're going to perform with Austin Reeves running the show? For reasons I can't explain, he's getting the star treatment. Well, this will be his chance to prove if he really is him. I think the best case scenario is that they maintain a 500 win percentage with the 2 All-Stars on the sidelines. But don't be surprised if they're using the final stretch of the season to make up some ground and reach the playoffs for the 2nd straight year, Then when the playoffs arrive, this is where the Lakers are truly doomed. If you want to make the bold prediction that they're going to win the title, they have to receive a LeBron-esque performance from the King. For 2 straight months of playoff intensity basketball, he needs to carry this team on offense. That is impossible for a 39-year-old player. In the previous postseason, he was picking his spots on when to take over, and even then, he still didn't have any legs to make 3-pointers efficiently. He averaged 26%. He also averaged only 24.5 points per game, which is not up to his standards. Anthony Davis wasn't any better, as he averaged 22.6 points. Is that going to be enough to keep up with the trio of Durant, Booker, and Beal? Are we seriously convinced that they'll be able to keep up with Jokic and Murray? I don't think it will. Against the Nuggets, I saw the Lakers lose even when Davis scored 40 points on 60% shooting. I saw this team lose even when LeBron nearly had a 40-point triple-double. Jokic is just at another level, and LeBron is no longer there. The Joker's only going to get better now that he has a championship experience. We cannot say the same about the Lakers' 2 best players. That is the harsh truth about their situation. But let's just say for kicks that they somehow shocked the world and they reached the finals. This is the difference between last season and this season. The Eastern Conference is much more competitive. In fact, I think the NBA champion will come out of the East. You have the Milwaukee Bucks, who just added Damian Lillard. The Celtics just added Drew Holiday. Those teams are younger and more talented. Most likely, those are the 2 teams that will be waiting for them in the finals. I have a hard time believing that LeBron will have enough in him to contend with that. I have a hard time believing that Anthony Davis is going to turn into the 2011 version of Dirk Nowitzki and just take over. I have a hard time believing that this young core is ready to pick out the pieces when LeBron and AD don't have it in them as they get deeper into the playoffs. 4 years ago, I would say this team should be the favorites to win the title. But at this stage of their careers, it's simply not enough. If all you care about is the Lakers making a deep playoff run, then you should be content with what they have. As I mentioned, I think they can make some serious noise. But I've been a Lakers fan for decades. I didn't hop on board as others did a few years ago. Any seasoned Lakers fan will tell you that it's all about championships. That's what we grew up on. Nothing more and nothing less. That is the bar that the greats have placed for this franchise. Since that is the expectation, that is why I'm saying the Lakers are doomed for the upcoming season. Do you feel the same way? If you think the Lakers can still win the title, give me the reasons why in the comments so I can have some kind of hope. Thanks for watching.